And then in 2007, as the recession has just begun, he's telling people there won't be a recession. And then that criminal Bush is back in business. Did you see him out there hawking his book? You know what he said? They were blindsided by the great economic crisis. Oh, blindsided? Is he either ignorant or is he lying? Because they kept telling us the fundamentals of the economy are sound. You want to follow these clowns? Then follow Jon Stewart and go to his, I hope you were there at his rally for sanity. Can you imagine Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse leading a rally for sanity? And this is the guy that Americans think is one of the most influential people? And it turned out he secretly met with Geithner, and his job is to pacify. At that rally, he said, sit down, don't be angry, everything's good. It was like Marie Antoinette saying, let him eat cake. You know why? You know who his brother is? Yeah, he's the head of the New York Stock Exchange. He's the COO of the Stock Exchange. You get it? Harvard, Princeton, Yale, bullets, bombs, and banks. They'll sell you out, they'll knock you down, and they'll rape you at the airport. And I agree with you. I mean, just 6 months ago, they bailed out Europe. It's happening again. It's a black hole mathematically. I've had all the top economists on. There's no way to pay it back. They had a bizarre meeting at Jekyll Island a week ago, and the former head of the Fed, now a rat leaving the sinking ship, talked about criminality in banks. And so Greenspan's trying to tell you about criminals. He's the guy that helped get rid of the Glass-Steagall Act. These guys know exactly what they're doing, and they're scared. They want to get away with it. That's why they've set up this police state as a rearguard action to get away with their crimes. But I don't see it happening, Gerald, and the world is in a depression. Your prediction is right. I mean, we are in a depression, and the collapse is becoming more and more evident. Well, I'm going to give you the bad news here. If people don't continue to stand up, it's going to get a lot worse because they're devaluing the dollar, as you know. You can't keep printing digital money out of thin air, backed by nothing and worth nothing. That's not worth the paper it's not printed on, number one. So that we know that there's a currency war. You're hearing it from Montega, from Brazil, across the board. The lunacy, they're one after another. Number two, trade wars. Add up currency wars and trade wars, you get real wars. This is 1930s moving into the 1940s. Well, I totally agree with you. What are some of the other trends and things that Gerald Celente is watching right now? Well, the biggest ones to watch right now, Alex, you have to be tuned into what's going on in Europe. This is a house of cards ready to collapse. The euro is going to go the way of the continental. It's not going to last. You're going to start seeing countries falling out one after another. We're looking for a global currency crisis. We're looking for gold to go to $2,000 an ounce. The real estate market's going to continue to plummet. We're going to face an economic winter, the likes of which no one's ever seen. The reason the commodity prices are going up has less to do with demand and more to do with the devalued dollar. I'm going to have Gerald Celente on for the rest of this segment and the next. He's awesome. We want to make the #1 search term investigate felony groping. Put that into the search engine over and over again. Investigate felony groping. Investigate felony groping. Gerald, you've got the floor right now. Continue with your forecast. What's happening in Europe with Portugal, Spain, Ireland, Greece? What's happening here, this race to the bottom, and other key intel? You've got the floor. Then we're going to break and doing 5 minutes of overdrive. Hit them hard. What happened worldwide and began with the dot-com bust and then following 9/11, and you mentioned him, Alan Greenspan, they began to lower interest rates to 46-year lows. Now, of course, they're at 50-year lows. They flooded the world with cheap money. There's been a building boom worldwide that's been built on nothing but speculation and borrowing. It's collapsing. There is no way out of this. You cannot print your way out, and the central banks worldwide are trying to do that. I'm hearing all of these analysts that are making these projections and predictions about how strong the emerging markets are. Guess what? If America doesn't buy, the emerging markets don't sell. You look over there in India, you're looking at half the population making under $2 a day. There's not going to be a recovery. The printing presses are running out. They can't continue to keep it going like this. Every time they try something, there's a crisis. The crisis has now moved away from this QE2, that white shoe boy language for printing digital money out of thin air backed by nothing and producing nothing, over to Europe. And now they're saying that the European banks are coming together for a rescue plan for Ireland. There is no rescue plan. You don't get rid of old debt by piling on new debt.
But it does transfer more wealth to the white shoe boys.
Oh, it does. And look at the numbers. Look at the numbers from the white shoe boys. A handful of them, Alex, getting bonuses worth $144 billion. That's bigger than the GP. That would rank number 49 of 194 gross domestic products of the countries of the world. And if you don't want to be outraged out there, check this out. The merger of state and corporate powers is fascism. And fascism has come to America. It's not only in the airports. It's in White House. It's in Wall Street.
Well, look at how Goldman Sachs gave him all the money. But hold on. What about 111 waivers for McDonald's and people to not have to get their employees insurance, but everybody else does? That's total discrimination. Everybody else will go out of business but these people. They've got the inside track. They own the casino.
You got it. Here's our slogan, Alex, for 2011. Break the chains. Don't buy anything at the chains that you don't have to. Break the chains and buy local and bank local. Take your money out of the big banks and put it in the little banks. If 20% of the people do that, they'll break the entire system. They'll break Walmart. They'll break Target. They'll break them all down, and we could rebuild Main Street.
Because they're on the margins.
When these companies, Alex, they lose 5, 10, 15% of their business, they start collapsing. They have to keep growing. They're like a tapeworm. Stop feeding the tapeworm. Everybody out there that eats their garbage and puts their money in their mouth, which is their bank, you're responsible for the slavery of being chained to the chains.
Well said. Do you see the awakening accelerating?
It's happening now with this TSA. And the reason, as I said, it's happening because it's affecting people personally. When they get it in their heads that they're being affected personally by the garbage that they're feeding us, like this place, this Auschwitz Farms out there in Iowa that was sending you out to pull back 500 million eggs, let them understand that they're killing us. Just like they're filling us up, they're also poisoning us. So you have to break the chains to really become free. If enough people, beginning now, break the chains, buy local and bank local, we could have a new system.
Well said, Gerald Celente. Give us the website.
Trendsjournal.com. Trendsjournal.com. And Alex, as you know, we make the Trends Journal available to everyone. There's a discount request form. We understand people are going through difficult times, but the purpose of the Trends Journal is to inform and to give people the power.
Gerald, you're awesome. Talk to you again soon. We're out of time. Key info with the DA. This is the biggest breaking story in the TSA saga. Stay with us and get the article out to everybody. Investigate felony groping. Stay with us. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the sites, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.